Fantastic stuff. That was Belle and Sebastian. And guess who I'm joined by at the moment? It is their drummer, their machine at the back, Mr. Richard Colburn. Hiya, Richard. How you doing, man?
Badly oiled machine.
Badly oiled machine. He's creaking. He's creaking and squeaking. Give him a bit more WD-40. Quick, spray it on there. That was a track called "So in the Motor." Bit of sort of rocky feel, bit sort of 60s feel. I sort of got a bit of Elvis Costello.
Yeah,
stuff. I love a bit of Elvis Costello and the Attractions. So yeah. Who wrote that one?
Stevie Jackson, who is one of the guitarists, and he always contributes quite a few songs, and it's his lead vocal. He's a big Attractions fan as well, so it's exactly. So yeah, no, it's a great song. It's a bit different for us and all that, so it's good.
Amazing. I saw Elvis Costello up. It's a local venue called the UEA, or LCR as it's better known. It's at the University of East Anglia in Norwich. And this was the night that Liverpool, because obviously he's Liverpudlian.
Of course,
Declan McManus is his known as.
Good Irish Liverpool then.
That's the one. And he's a Liverpool fan. And it was the night that Liverpool were in the Champions League final. Big game. And it went to extra time and went to penalties. So he didn't come on till sort of about 10 o'clock or something like that. He was meant to be on at like 8 o'clock, and I sort of understood, because I'm a bit of a football fan. I'm a local team is Norwich City, and I thoroughly support them, like a lot of the listeners do. But he supported Liverpool, and I can understand. And he came out, and there was loads of booing, and then somebody got their full pint and chucked it at him. Luckily, it was in a plastic glass, and it hit him on the guitar, on his strap, and it burst all over him. It just absolutely covered, whole pint covered him. And it was like nothing had happened. He just carried on just as normal. At the end of the track, he pointed to the guy, and security got the guy out, but he got him off. But he was so up for the gig, because he was in such seventh heaven with his team winning the European final. It was a fantastic gig. He did all Moffat Allison and stuff like that, and Oliver's Army and all the great sort of tracks. I just loved him. One of the best gigs. And for me, it was pretty much, if Lennon was still around, that's what he would be like now. I thought, it was very much that sort of thing, aggressive voice. I just thought he was amazing. I really do. I don't think he'll ever come back to Norwich after that. It was probably a bit of a bad experience for him, and people really booed him, and he got a lot of squit from the local press and stuff like that. But I still think it was one of the best gigs I've ever been to. I think it was amazing. Steve Naive on the keyboards as well. That was just absolutely amazing. Look, you've really worked with a lot of big guys. There's a local guy around here. Oh, go on. Yeah, you've worked with one of our local heroes around here, a guy called Ed Sheeran. Tell us a little bit about that, will you?
Sure. Well, I kind of got to know Ed through Snow Patrol. He actually supported us on a US tour a good while ago now. It must be a 15.
He supported Snow Patrol. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow,
it's brilliant, and like, I love Eddie. He's just he's such a great guy, and so like Ed, I don't even know he had his first record out, actually. I'm not even sure, but anyway, Ed supported. So we did this big US tour, and it was funny because Ed was all over social media at that point. He really knew how to use it properly, and so. We'd play a show, and the show would finish, and the loadout was happening, and Ed's the whole time just on his, phone or whatever, just manipulating that social media, and so he would go out the back, and there'd be hundreds of kids, and Gary would go out, and about 4 kids would run to Gary, and the other 300 and whatever would go to him.
No,
and he's a genius. I just building his career and knowing what to do and when to do it and all that. Really, hats off. But anyway, he built up such a following just by his own fruits, by what he did himself. So it was great, because on that tour he was always buying Lego. We were always building Lego. I just remember
makes
Lego.
Sense. It makes sense. Totally. That's why the song's about it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, exactly. So, and since then, it's just like, Snow Patrol and Ed, and so just great friendship, with him. I so much time for him. He's a really, really, really brilliant guy. And now Snow Patrol have supported him as well on a few tours. So it's kind of gone the other way. But they've always collaborated and just been pals. And we've all. In fact, we played. Oh God, sorry. What's the name of the festival? It's nearby. Every year, nearby you.
Latitude, is it?
Latitude, yeah. We did Latitude with him last year, and I played and he played, and we had a good time and all that. And it was great to see him. So yeah, there's a long history with him, which is great. But he's a top man.
He is, and he's a real grafter, really hard worker. I remember he used to come to Norwich and play quite regularly in the little pubs and bars. And I saw him in a bar. It's not even open anymore, the bar, but there was about 6 people in there, including myself. And at the end of it, he was sort of saying, "Do you know, I might as well give this up. There's no one coming out to see me. What's the point?" And I sort of said to him, "Well, hold on, mate. You're not that bad. You did pretty well." And then a year later, he's playing in front of the Queen and at Wembley and stuff like that. He's just gone mega size, isn't he? And I'd love to get him on the show. I've written to him loads of times, but no response. He's obviously a busy lad. So,
I remember he told me on that tour that the previous year or the year prior to that, 1 or 2 years before, he had played like 300 and something gigs.
Yeah, probably one of them I saw.
In bars and just wherever, really, to nobody, or sometimes it'd be 20 people, or just varying sizes of venues, but mostly small venues, and just basically going out and getting his chops together. Just learning. Really hard working guy. I mean, crazy.
Yeah, and look where it's got him. It's
it's amazing,
fantastic. Well done, Ed. Well done, Ed. We're talking about live stuff and going on. I've done a lot of gigs, and things happen that sometimes are quite funny when you look back at them, and sometimes you think, "Oh God, that was a disaster." Last time you talked about being left on left off the tour bus, and they had to go and collect you. Have you got any other stories like that where things have gone slightly wrong that you can laugh about now, Richard?
I've got a couple. Actually, a couple came to mind. A really early show we did in the Glasgow School of Art, 96, 97 probably. And we're playing away, and it's a pretty basic setup. And I've got one of these old drum stools that there's a single metal pole, like a shaft that goes into the stool itself, and 2 little pronged sort of triangular sort of shaped things that come out, and it keeps it stable. And at the bottom of the metal shaft, there's not a stopper; it's just the metal. Just so happens that it's actually on top of the lead for the amplifier, and it's me that's keeping the amplifier going. And then the sound engineer suddenly goes, "Don't move, don't touch anything metal. Stand up really slowly. Don't touch anything," because it's live.
Yeah.
And thankfully he saw that before something crazy happened.
Yeah, but it'd been good pyrotechnics, though, wouldn't it? You going up in flames, but you didn't think of that, did you, Richard?
Well, that's it. And there was another time as well. I remember playing V drums. I had 2 V drum pads. Because
the electric drums,
so there's a couple of electronic sounding songs that we play, so I use the 2 pads on the side, and they're obviously programmed with a couple of sounds. So happens that the wrong sound's on, and the only way to get to the right sound whilst playing the song is to go through all the library. Ding, ding, dong, woo, woo, woof, woof,
no.
Yeah, through the whole song until they got the right one.
I love it.
Everybody's
I'd love to have been there.
What's going on? What's going on?
It's got to be on you.
Who knows? It may. But another one of my favourite times ever is down at your neck of the woods when we did a Peel session at Peel Acres.
Oh yeah.
And it was my birthday, so it was the peg Sheila, like his wife, and John's daughter, and it ended up in a big drinking game.
Yeah.
And then he basically took us through his whole record collection, and he came up and he said, "Right, this is like 4 a.m. and we're all hammered, plastered." And he said, "Right, here's a 7-inch single." I remember this. Somebody sent this to me about 30 years ago, and it was from like somewhere in Eastern Europe. But they also sent a little bottle of spirits. Ooh. And every time you play it, everybody's got to take a drink of spirits when the chorus comes. So this stuff was like firewater, and we're all playing this record and just jumping a bit. Great memories of just being down at Peel Acres, and where you are reminding me of that, because like down to the southeast of England, it's so nice.
It is. Oh, I heard something there. I don't know what that was, but
that was my phone telling me off.
oh, I'm telling you off. Well,
You know how silly that's that.
Let's go to a track. We'll sort your phone out, and we'll be back after this.
Brilliant.